Grenada Medical and Dental Council receives international recognition. Details to this story and more in the national report.
Do you know you can lower your electricity bill by creating an energy efficient home? When planning to build or remodel, plan for your energy needs and utilize building techniques and products that promote energy efficiency. Incorporate renewable energy and maximize the use of natural lighting, heating, and ventilation sources. You should also buy 230-volt equipment as these run more efficiently and can help lower your electricity usage. As an individual consumer, I cannot impact global fuel prices. However, I can ease the burden of rising fuel rates by creating an energy-efficient home. What can you do?
Grenada, energizing our Grenada.
With the details to the news for Wednesday, October 5th, 2022, I am Christian Mitchell. A major achievement for the Grenada Medical and Dental Council. It has been awarded recognition status by the World Federation for Medical Education, WFME. WFME recognition status has been awarded for 10 years with immediate effect. During an interview with the Government Information Service on Wednesday, the Council's Executive Director of the Accreditation Secretariat, Dr. George Mitchell, and Accreditation Officer, Dr. Michelle George, spoke to what the achievement means for them. Dr. Mitchell says the recognition comes 3 years after Parliament amended the Health Practitioners Act, granting the Grenada Medical and Dental Council, through its Accreditation Secretariat, the authority to undertake all activities necessary to evaluate, accredit, and monitor medical schools in Grenada.
We, for a small country, no other country in the region has been able to achieve that in such a short space of time as well, from the setting up of the Secretariat in 2020 to now.
We have recognition status up to September 30th, 2032.
Wow.
Right? So we have received that for up to 10 years. With me, the World Federation for Medical Education, WFME, as we refer to it sometimes, it really means that when you look back at our processes that we apply for accreditation of medical educational programs, when you look at that, you look at our standards as well. It is really comparable to international standards. So that's really with me mandate to review us, just as how we review in SU, they review us to see whether or not our processes are at a particular benchmark. And of course, it was determined that we are.
The Grenada Medical and Dental Council was established in 2010. It is responsible for regulating the practice of medicine and dentistry and accrediting medical schools in Grenada. The recognition comes following diligent work by all involved.
They too have their standards. They have about 18 criteria. They call them criteria. And they have sub-criteria. In other words, for each of the 18, they have A, B, C, D. So for example, one of the standards speak to being a bona fide organization. So we have to be an organization that is legislated, that has a board, that has a structure, that is approved by the government. In other words, if you don't have any of these, then of course it's not a legit organization. So that's just one of the criteria, right? And then of that, you have, as I said, 18 of those with part A, B, C, and D in some of them. And we've had to answer each of them and provide proof.
It means that graduates, right, who attend an institution, a medical education program that is accredited by us now, right, they will really be able to move to the next step. They will be able to practice in the US, practice in Canada if they so desire. So that is an important achievement because, as you recognize, SGU, who received their accreditation from us, they basically have a number of students, who come from the US and so forth. So that's an opportunity. It means that if they so desire, if they so choose to be
They have
live
the
there,
option.
right, exactly. They can practice medicine. They can take the exam and then practice medicine there. So that's an important milestone. And I'm telling you, it took a lot because, of course, we're a relatively new organization. So it took a lot from us to really be able to complete the process. It was a learning experience indeed, and I think that we're ready.
The Council will hold a press conference on Friday to discuss its achievements. The press conference will take place at the Grenada Medical and Dental Council's head office in Grand Anse. A public-private partnership to help alleviate the large amounts of plastic on the island of Carriacou and Petite Martinique has been lauded by Minister for Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs and Local Government, Honorable Tevin Andrews. Minister Andrews witnessed the recent signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority and No to Single-Use Plastic Association. It was signed on the compound of the Solid Waste Management Authority at 6 Roads, Carriacou. As part of the agreement, the Solid Waste Management Authority will assist the association, a non-governmental organization, to collect plastic material on the islands and use the authority's compound to store the material. Minister Andrews says the collaboration is commendable and will aid in the preservation and protection of the environment and of marine life.
It is historic because, as many people know, the challenge that the world now faces, the environmental crisis with plastics and the damages that it causes to our ocean, in particular to our marine life. So with an initiative like this, it will eliminate, or in some cases slow down or to cut off some of those challenges. And of course, as you are aware, this government's initiative and plan is to protect and preserve our environment, and we intend to invest heavily towards that. And hence, of course, you're seeing the need for us to get initiatives like this off the ground. So it is a commendable initiative. I must commend No to Single-Use Plastic organization for getting it done. And of course, I must commend Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority for pushing the initiative to make it a reality today.
The authority's general manager, Lyndon Robertson, describes the signing as an important development as the agency prepares to transition from waste disposal to resource recovery.
The idea is to have it done in a sustainable manner, and that could only be attained if we engage private entities and NGOs. And if these private partners are actually the drivers. And as the authority, we provide the support, we incentivize, and we provide the raw material to these partners who would use it in order to sustain the operation and the recycling effort for a long period of time and for forever and ever, so that the materials that we would before dispose of as waste is now a resource that is incorporated in a closed loop, that is, we circulate it back through the economy.
Richard Daflam, project founder of No to Single-Use Plastic Association, said a heavy-duty granulator is expected on island next month to entrap all waste plastic into concrete blocks, replacing 10% of gravel.
I'm so proud to be a citizen of Carriacou. Today, it's a great day for the people of Carriacou. Today is a milestone for the health of our birds, our animals, our fish, and our children for generations to come. Today is a very bad day for plastic pollution because we will confine all the 400 metric tons of difficult to recycle waste plastic we produce every year. Because a heavy-duty granulator is coming next month to entrap all waste plastic in concrete blocks by replacing 10% of gravel a limited natural resource. Because eco-blocks are competitive, sustainable, and meet a Class A structural specification of Bureau of Standard.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Prepare for hurricane. Prepare for hurricane. Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight candles will do. Tin stuff, garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane. Your hair, prepare for hurricane.
After a 2-year absence due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Special Victims Unit of the Criminal Investigations Department will stage 2 national walks this month to further sensitize the public about the prevalence of abuse. Detective Samika Faray says the first will be held in Grenville on October 14th and the second on October 28th in St. George's. Another is scheduled for Carriacou in the first quarter of 2023. She encourages people to support and to wear the color orange on the respective days.
The first walk we're having, it will be on the 14th of October in St. Andrew, Grenville, St. Andrew. We're opening with a ceremony at the Grenville car park at 9 a.m. At that ceremony, we have our keynote speaker, Mr. Pearson Stroud, from the Ministry of Education, who will be speaking on the theme, The Child is Innocent, Stop Child Sexual Abuse. We're targeting most of our school bodies. They would have got permission from the Ministry of Education already, so it was sanctioned. And also our stakeholders, Ministry of Social Development, Gender-Based Violence Units. We are targeting other stakeholders such as GNO, the Organization of Women. Besides GNO, we have Legal Aid and Counseling Clinic, and we have the Coalitions of the Rights of the Child and other entities. The list goes on, and even our churches and our senior heads.
Minister of State with responsibility for youth, Honorable Ron Redhead, will be the guest speaker at the October 28th event in St. George's. The unit is also planning a writing competition with 2 components, poetry and composition, targeting students in primary and secondary schools. Detective Kizzy Ann Francis is the lead on this activity.
The poetry, we're going to have them write 2 to 3 stanzas for the primary school, 4 to 5 stanzas for the secondary school. In the composition, the primary school going to be writing 150 to 200 words, and the secondary school will be writing 250 to 350 words. So we're hoping that this will heighten the sensitization to the youths regarding child sexual violence. Basically, we see it as nurturing their minds, educating them that sexual violence is a no-no. So with them doing the writing, they'll be researching the topic.
The writing aspect of the 4-year anniversary is expected to climax in December with a prize-giving ceremony. The top 3 positions in both primary and secondary schools will be awarded.
It will be a big event where the winners will be broadcasted, where they read out their poetry or their composition, and it'll be televised on our social media, radio, television. So it'll be out there. So the children could be proud that they did this piece of writing. Also, it encouraged them to read and write and enhance their writing skills.
The Special Victims Unit of the Criminal Investigations Department is a 3-dimensional unit dealing with domestic, sexual, and child abuse. It works in partnership with the Ministry of Social Development to help eradicate abuse. 3 homes in Grenada are the recipients of basic food items and other necessities from the TA Marischal Community College Confucius Classroom Month of the Elderly initiative. This donation falls on Double Ninth Festival, a special day for elders in China. Double Ninth Festival is celebrated on the 9th day of the 9th month of the Chinese lunar calendar, which falls on October 4th this year. Chichester Nursing Home, St. Cecilia's Home for the Aged, and Grant Ann's Home for the Aged warmly welcomed the donation by the group. Director of the Confucius Classroom, Ching Yi, said the mission believes in showing appreciation to the elderly.
This year's October the 4th is the traditional Chinese festival for the elderly people. In Chinese, we also call it Double Ninth Festival. During this festival, we Chinese people back home take a lot of activities to show our respect to the elderly people. And now in Grenada, Confucius Institute, my faculty and staff members want to do the same thing in Grenada. So here, we would like to donate some everyday supplies for the elderly homes in Grenada to show our respect to Grenadian elderly people.
The classroom, which was established in 2015, promotes Chinese language and culture. Director Yi said the mission will visit the homes again, but this time to entertain the elderly.
After donation, we would like to do more for the elderly people in Grenada. For example, we would like to do some performance kind of entertaining activities for the elderly people. And we wish a happy and a long life for those aged in Grenada.
Member of staff of St. Cecilia's Home for the Aged, Beverly Augustine, thanked the T.A. Marshall Community College for its donation.
On behalf of the management, staff, and clients of St. Cecilia's Home, I want to say thank you all very much. Thanks to the T.A. Marshall Community College for the token, for the groceries. We appreciate it so much. We'll make it along, we go a long way with it.
That story has brought us to the end of the National Report for today, Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. On behalf of the entire news and production team here at the Government Information Service, I am Kristen Mitchell saying thank you for joining us.